Hello, it's Jill Havens. It's now 2015, and I'm finally back to doing my E-Cubed videos. I did the first three. I think the last one I did was in October or November, probably November. And I got sidetracked by the holidays and lots of other stuff, so I am going to do one a week until I'm through the book. What I've been doing also, I've been doing a lot of studying of the law of attraction, and I read The Secret and I watched The Secret, and I'm in the middle of reading Esther and Jerry Hicks' book, Ask and It Is Given, and I think now I'm in a totally different place than I was when I started doing these experiments. So what difference that's going to make on my videos or my experiments, I don't know. So let me just dive into E-Cubed experiment number 4, the I'm loving and I know it corollary, or there is no them. Things that I highlighted. In this experiment, you're going to prove that you actually love everyone. You just don't know it yet. And that anyone you're holding out of your heart is nothing but a hologram you created to showcase a part of yourself that you've abandoned. When we see others as less than perfect, we move out of alignment with the field of infinite potentiality. We clog up the pipes of our own good. When we're properly aligned with the field of infinite potentiality, there's no resistance. There's nothing to keep the ink, or in our case, the love and joy away. You align with the FP by loving everyone, by seeing the face of God in everything, by feeling happy, by being joyful no matter what. Instead of letting the apparent reality dictate your feelings, you line up with the FP, which knows nothing but love, peace, and perfect contentment. When you continue to bemoan the fact that so-and-so is not behaving, you deprive yourself of alignment. The FP is nothing but pure love, and when you're busy documenting and discussing what appears to be, suffice it to say you are not fully lined up. In fact, all these intentions you want to manifest, once you line up with the FP, anything you could ever need or want shows up immediately. There's absolutely no resistance. In fact, alignment and enlightenment, a popular word in spiritual circles, are synonyms. Once you're aligned with the FP, you have everything. Everything. Ignore what doesn't please you. Easier said than done. Be over the moon grateful that everything is working out for your good. Once you can say, this is the best thing to happen to me about everything that happens in your life, you'll be aligned with the FP, field of potentiality, universe, whatever you want to call it. This experiment, which can be performed without an annoying monthly membership fee, is designed to prove two things. Love isn't something you have to find, it's who you are, and when you're in love with everything, you're aligned with Source, which makes all your intentions come flowing in. So, this experiment, what we were told to do. There's two things. Number 1, be a love bomber. Get a pad of sticky notes and write love notes to the world. Stick them up everywhere. Tuck them into books at the library. Leave them on the backs of dollar bills. Tag posters on the subway. Number 2, appreciate the world's most annoying person. Basically, pick out someone who trips your triggers, and I know you're all thinking of somebody who does that, maybe more than one. Begin looking for things to appreciate about him or her. On a scale of 1 to 10, rate how you feel before performing these two acts and after. This is the lab report sheet. The corollary. I'm loving and I know it corollary. There is no them, it's only us. The question, is it possible that all people and situations and events and other intolerable things I can't stand are blessing me with opportunities to grow? The more love I generate, the more I'll be in alignment with the field of infinite potentiality. I will actively look for things to appreciate about my enemy. I will try to see him or her in a different light. Maybe I can picture him as a young boy being teased at school. Maybe I can appreciate her ferocity, however misguided it might seem. And then after spending the next 3 days sending out love bombs to the world, I will gauge how I feel before and after. So that's the experiment. Hang on a minute. I started this experiment. I read the chapter back in October. It's now January 2nd. So I've had a lot of time to think and change. And, she wanted you to write down how you feel before the experiment and how you feel after. I am definitely not the same person I was when I first read this chapter. And I will say, my plan was to do 10 of these little post-it notes for 3 days in a row. And the first day, I dropped a couple in the post office box, and I dropped one at the mall. I worked there part-time, so I didn't want to drop a bunch there because they might recognize my writing. I felt kind of weird doing the experiment. I dropped many at the library. I stuck them in different books, and I dropped a few at the store. Now this was all, I did 10, and the next day I forgot, and the next day I forgot. So I just said, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore. Honestly, dropping these little love bombs, I felt kind of weird. I was looking around, making sure nobody was watching me, Even though I was doing something good, I just wrote something like, you are loved, this is the sign you've been looking for, make this the best year ever, stuff like that. And I felt weird, like I didn't want anybody to catch me doing that, like I was doing something wrong. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. And as far as appreciating my enemy, I don't have enemies anymore. There are times when I feel angst towards some people, and I'm kind of going through that right now. So this was something good to read today. I guess, like I said, I don't have any enemies. And I'm kind of, this experiment has kind of drawn a blank on me. I'm sorry. Just kind of, but I wanted to make a video about it because it's still, I guess it's because I've been doing so much reading with the law of attraction, and I've already changed a lot, that this experiment maybe was not as useful to me as it could have been or would have been back in October, had things not happened the way they did and, caused me to take a break from it for so long. Basically, I don't have any enemies. I do have, people that get on my nerves sometimes, and I'll tell you what I do now. I'm not perfect, and I'm a work in progress, definitely. And, I have improvements to make, as we all do. But when somebody, especially somebody in particular, gets on my nerves, I just try to smile. Whether I'm feeling that smile or not, I just try to smile. And I try to find the joy in my situation. Or any way that you can feel joy is going to help, because that's when you can get yourself in a space of joy, that's when more is going to come to you. So letting somebody dampen your spirits doesn't work for your greater good. So you have to find a way to let that go. And it's easier said than done. It really is. Maybe if you have to get away from that person for a while, again, smile through it. And don't, the most important thing I have learned, because I have made a mistake doing this, the most important thing I have learned is don't focus in your mind, don't focus on what you don't want. Focus on what you do want. You know, when I start thinking about a challenging situation, I immediately switch it. Peace and quiet, peace and quiet, peace and quiet. Because that makes me feel better. And I know what peace and quiet means to me. It brings my mindset back to a space that I want to be in, or I have been in, and it puts me back there. And when you are allowing somebody to make you feel angst, you just have to find something else to focus on. Something else to bring you joy. Elevate your mood. Quit thinking and elevate your mood. Whatever that is. If it's eating a chocolate chip cookie, if that makes you happy, do it. You know? I mean, I'm not saying eat 20 of them, but if it's a song, if it's music, if it's reading, if it's a walk, if it's petting your pet, your dog, your guinea pig. I have 2 little guinea pigs over there that don't really let me pet them too much. But, you know, whatever makes you happy, do it. And try not to focus on this person that is causing you, that you are letting cause you angst. And that's honestly all I have to say about that, because I don't have any enemies. I've focused my mind in a different direction, and when somebody gets on my nerves, I just try to smile and focus on and be thankful for something in that moment, whether it's connected to that person or not. I mean, I do, you know, that book E-Cube says to find things about that person to appreciate. And that helps. But, man, if they're getting on your nerves, you don't want to appreciate them. You just don't. But you have to. And if you can't find anything to appreciate about them in the moment, you find something else in your life to appreciate. The sun's out today. I'm going to appreciate that. Or I just heard an awesome song, one of my favorites. Appreciate that. I mean, just start with appreciating every little thing you can. And you'll realize it's not, what is she saying here? It's not you against them. Oh, how did she say it? I'm sorry. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it now. I'm not finding what I was looking for, but I did find something. In the practice of tolerance, one's enemy is the best teacher. The Dalai Lama said that. And that is really true. If somebody is triggering you, that's more about you than it is about the other person. So you need to just smile, let that person be their wonderful self, and focus on your joy. And focusing on your joy is going to bring more to you. Let me see if I have any things to add to this. Not really. She wants you, like I said, she wants you to to gauge your feelings before and after. And I've been stuck on this particular chapter. It's not the chapter I've been stuck on, but I haven't progressed past it because of several different life circumstances. So during this whole time, I've changed a lot, so I can't really gauge how I feel before and after the experiment because it took me so long to finish it. It's just, when you reach out to find more joy in the world, more is going to come to you. So don't let those pesky little people, remember, above all, don't hate anybody. Nobody's your enemy. Just smile and let them be who they are. They're doing the best they can. And I really think I'm just kind of starting to be redundant. So that's really all I have to say about that. Hopefully this helped you in some way. It was kind of a weird, weird experience, weird video, weird experiment. I promise the next week, within a week, I'm going to do the next one, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more interesting. But maybe this helped. I hope it did. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.